we love to have conversations that are aspirational in nature, underscoring really remarkable journeys of people who've gone from chief information officer to chief executive officer. One of the reasons why I love this is I can remember conversations not that long ago where people doubted whether or not this journey was even available to people who carried the CIO role. Let's remember, of course, that the sort of gallows humor of CIO standing for career is over. But Mario Harik is certainly an executive who typifies this as someone who was a longtime chief information officer and is now the chief executive officer of XPO. Mario, welcome to the virtual stage here. It's wonderful to see you.
Thanks so much for having me on, Peter.
It's a pleasure. So it's actually just in recent weeks that you ascended to the top post. I should mention in the fourth quarter, this quarter, XPO spun off its tech-enabled broker transportation business, and XPO will go forward focusing on the remaining less than truckload business of the organization, a very consequential business, I might add, 4.6 billion or so in revenue. First of all, as it is so recent, talk a bit about how the spinoff has gone.
Well, Peter, this spin-off of our asset-light brokerage platform has gone really well. And now we are focused, it was completed on November 1st. And now we are the fourth largest less than truckload provider here in North America. And we service more than 25,000 customers, and we help them move goods through their supply chains. And now we have pivoted towards a new strategy in our LTL business, where we are focused on growth. We are investing more capital into the business. We are leveraging our technology platform to be able to better service our customers and be able to operate in more effective ways. And this is leading to us being able to grow our operation and grow the business. And here, this year, we're seeing softness overall in the freight markets. However, as we said in the third quarter earnings call, we've had success in terms of accelerating our tonnage and growing the business, where we flipped to positive in the month of September ahead of seasonality. And we continued that in the month of October as well. So we're on a very strong path of execution in our LTL business, and it's a exciting next phase of our history.
It's bodes well for your company, perhaps even bodes well for the economy, generally speaking, given some of that data. I wanted to ask you what you mentioned supply chain a moment ago, and a topic that the general public probably wasn't as familiar with, or it didn't have reason to be until the past a couple of years, where it seems like it's been very impactful for all of us, not only in our business lives, but our personal lives. The extent to which, as you note, that you are a key supply chain player, I wonder if you can offer some insights about the broader supply chain issues that many of us have been experiencing and pathways to alleviate them.
Well, through the pandemic, a lot of companies are in the process of re-engineering their supply chains because there are consumer and customer expectations of getting a wide array of products and getting those products closer to where they are and getting them in record time as well. And that re-engineering of supply chains happened at a time where you had people shortages and where you had equipment shortages. And obviously that led to disruptions in supply chains globally. Now, for companies like ours, our goal is to help customers move goods through their supply chains. And we have focused on, one, leveraging our technology to be able to operate in efficient ways to service our customers, but also adding capacity, which is in the form of people and equipment, where today we have one of the largest training footprint of drivers in the industry. This year, we are on track to graduate more than 1,700 drivers to join our ranks to help move freight for our customers. And we also produce our own trailers. So you need trailers to move goods. And effectively, we're going to produce this year more than 4,700 trailers, or double the trailers we produce in any given year, to help customers move goods through their supply chain. But as you said, many of our customers, they want things to move faster and more efficiently and get there on time and get there damage free. And we aim to deliver that service to them every single day.
Well, before we get into your ascent from the CIO post to the CEO post, I'd love to see the results of the poll. Daryl, if you could put those forward, please. So the skill or focus area you're most looking to sharpen as you think about your ascent looks like a tie between financial acumen and customer centricity. And gosh, let me add that these are, I think, two of the skill areas that a lot of people used to highlight as lacking in technology executives, and in some ways creating the ceiling one couldn't penetrate. And so kudos to you, among other responses provided in terms of those areas of focus. Thank you so much for everyone who's participated. Mario, I want to provide that context of your role as a chief information officer. You joined XPO very early, this company that is now a behemoth you saw really in its earliest forms. And I wonder, as you reflect on your time as a chief information officer, how did the role itself evolve from the point at which the company was a startup to the point of being a multi-billion-dollar revenue company?
Well, technology, Peter, has been part of our DNA since day one of the company. It's been a key strategic focus where we believe that technology helps us not only service our customers in better ways and gaining market share, but as well as operate more efficiently and being able to expand margins and be able to gain productivity in how we operate every single day. And that's the reason why we were the original disruptor in the freight industry in terms of the platforms that we have launched. Now, obviously, early years in the company, as you said, we were still a startup. A lot of it was around building the platform, rolling your sleeves, building the teams that enabled us to get to where we got to, integrate the acquisitions that we have done as well. And as we grew as a company, a lot of the focus was on the financial outcomes and the service we offer our customers of the solutions that we deploy. And over the last couple of years, I've also run our sales team. So I was very close to our customers from a commercial perspective. And I've also run for the past year our less than truckload operation, which is the lion's share of the profits of the company, where we grew the network and expanded our capabilities across the board while leveraging technology.
And it sounds like, I mean, just the sort of the essence of the last question that was posed to our audience, it sounds like along the way, perhaps in some cases by good fortune, in other cases, perhaps in a very planful way, you went about expanding your sets of responsibilities, your skill sets, such that you were not oriented maybe in the kind of old-fashioned way of thinking about your role as a technology executive, but really thinking of yourself as a more expansive business executive who happened to have technology at the centerpiece of his responsibilities. A fair way to summarize that?
You're spot on. And we've always run the company in a way where the senior team was involved in every decision that we are making as a company, and that helps develop our leaders as well. And moving forward, that's something that we continue to do, which is how do we continue to develop our folks and make sure that they have input and feedback, and they are part of the decisions that we are making as a company to break down silos and make sure that we're operating as one cohesive team.
Yeah, very interesting. Talk a bit about, if you would, the advantages of your time as a chief information officer, now as a chief executive officer. And if you wouldn't mind, as you can tell from the responses to the poll, there are a good number of folks who are listening now who no doubt have ambitions to walk in your footsteps if they can. What did you see or draw from your experience there that enabled you for this most recent climb to the biggest seat in the company?
Well, first, I would say when you have been a CIO, technology is many times or often part of the answer of solutions of things that we're trying to solve for, either growing the business or operating more efficiently. And that's why our technology stack is going to be a big contributor to margin expansion over the next 5 years as we think of the next phase of the company. Now, in terms of skill sets as a CIO, one, as a technology executive, you get to know the inner workings of a company. You get to see how every solution you deploy, how it's going to operate, how it's going to change how you operate a certain part of the business, or know how exactly a certain process is working and how it can actually be improved. And that's essential in the CEO role, where you get to understand every part of the business and how we can improve it. The second area is around the commercial outcomes or the commercial aspect of a technology solution. I love that financial acumen was very high on the list, because understanding how every solution you deploy, what impact it's having on the top line in terms of revenue growth, as well as the bottom line in terms of profits improvements, is essential when you compare that to the amount of investment that you are making in said solution to be able to get the benefit or the outcome you expect to get. Mm-hmm. The third area, we've been very focused as a company to have very strong feedback loops. What that means is that our technologists are spending time in the field with the operators to understand whether a solution is working as intended, or whether it has gaps, or what are the things that were much better than what we expected, to be able to lean further on them. And similar thing as a CEO, having those feedback loops to understand any initiative, any program that you're running, whether it's effective or not, is essential. And then finally, it's about the people. In technology, similar to business, it's all about the people. And when you have a deep bench of talent and where folks are aligned on what the goals are, what the outcomes are, how to better service our customers, how to improve the business, how to grow the business, you can make great things happen. And all of these are things that I've learned from being a CIO that helped me in my role as CEO.
Great summary. I appreciate you sharing those with our audience here today, Mario. I wanted to ask you, as you highlighted through a couple of your answers, technology is at the center of your business, as a logistics business, as a less than truckload business, and the ways in which you cobble together as a result truckloads that make it efficient to do what you do. Talk a bit about the role that you see technology continuing to play to innovate in the business now going forward.
So our technology stack, as you said, has always been a key enabler for us to focus on a number of things. One, starting with how do we best service our customers? And our technology stack makes it easier for our customers to do business with us, to be able to onboard more customers, and to be able to service them at the level they expect. The second area is technology playing a big factor in efficiency and building efficiency in the business. Just to give you an example, Peter, today, every single night, we drive more than 2 million miles moving freight between our 294 terminals to move freight for our customers. Now you can imagine there's not a single human that can do all the math of how you combine the most efficient operation to move all that freight across our terminal network. So technology enables us to be able to operate these things efficiently, and how we can actually move the freight in the most efficient way, reducing empty miles and improving how we operate our business. So technology has always been a key part of what we do and will continue to be a key part in how we deliver the best service for our customers and the best financial outcomes for the company and our shareholders.
That's wonderful. Well, Mario Harik, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really fascinating to learn more about your journey from Chief Information Officer to Chief Executive Officer, and to learn more about what you foresee as the journey ahead for your company. These are certainly exciting times, it sounds like, and we'll look forward to keeping abreast of the progress that you and your team make. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me on, Peter.